Just to recap from Friday, the Maple Leafs quiet as we probably suspected, acquiring Connor Dewar from the Minnesota Wild for a fourth-round pick in 2026. He's essentially a fourth-line center, so add some depth. And that goes with the likes of Ilya Lyubushkin in the last week, Joel Edmondson, and Cade Weber, who's a prospect, unsigned. If he doesn't sign by August 15th, he'll become a free agent, a 6'7" mutant who is a shot blocking machine, is what Colby Cohen said. So he's not going to factor into this lineup anytime soon, but a quiet deadline overall.
They plugged some holes. They did what they could with what they had to work with and what they were willing to give up. And at the end of the day, the answer lies within that locker room. It's up to these big boys. I don't think they need some savior to come in. That guy doesn't exist anyways. And even if he did, I don't think it would be right to bring him in and say, here's the answer to anything that we want in the future. I think the answer lies within that locker room already. So those guys got to find their character. They got to find their passion, and they got to find their intensity, and they got to get ready for playoff hockey because, again, the answer is already in that room. It's up to those boys.
Yeah, a couple things for me. I know a lot of people disappointed as we wrap here that the Leafs didn't trade their first-round pick. They didn't acquire something of substance. They didn't get that right-handed shooting top four guy. It's easier said than done. We can mull trades over all we want on social media. We can talk amongst ourselves. It's so hard to conduct business, especially around the deadline, especially in a cap world. I'm not giving these guys a pass, but I think for what I expected, probably did exactly what I thought. I think Edmonton brings that pedigree in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I like the Lyubushkin fit. He's looked pretty good with Morgan Rielly so far. I like the Dewar ad. I just don't know what people were expecting. And on top of that, I think you made the perfect point. I know it's been out there the last couple of days. This team is going where the big boys go. And ultimately, we have not seen that signature moment in the Stanley Cup playoffs where you see it from Austin Matthews, where you see it from Nylander, where you see it from Marner, where you see it from Tavares, you see it from the big boys, and they drag this team through the fight and they say, this is our year, we're doing it, right? And that's all I'm looking for. Because, again, if you're in a fantasy world, if you think Joel Edmondson, Ilya Lyubushkin, Connor Dewar are going to be the difference between this team going far or not going far, I think it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous take. It's about the big boys to me, Rosie. The onus is now firmly on the big boys.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And you got to surround them with the right things. I mean, they can't do everything. This isn't basketball where you live and die by two players. So the guys that you just mentioned are going to fill the holes and facilitate, proper defense and a little bit of structure and some heavier bodies back on the back end around their net. They can clear the front of the net, be in the right positions, bang and crash in the corner, and move the puck out of their zone. That's awesome. That's what they needed. But at the end of the day in the playoffs, I just want to see like Mitch Marner, chance after chance, just burying and then go into the net and crash, and no one can find the puck, and he comes out of there and whistle again. He's back checking in. He back checks his ass off and knocks the guy off the puck, turns around, snaps it up to whoever, and fucking then jumps back into the zone and just go and get in the bench, have some water, fucking be yelling down the bench, let's fucking go. And then holy smokes, baby, all that skill, and then you're bringing the intensity and the jam and the work ethic. That's just what these guys need. I'm sorry. You can't just go out there. Hopefully I get 2-1. The playoffs aren't that, man. You have to force it. You have to go into places that make you uncomfortable. And these guys, I think, it's time that all the lessons, to quote John Tavares, that they are learning here, it's time to be done learning, and it's time to go out into the world and show what you've learned and show what kind of a player you are. And to me, it's specifically those three guys, and you can count John if you want, but it's their time to go prove that they're worth what they say they're worth and to do something special in the playoffs. So again, the answer is in that locker room as we speak.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.